Hi, good people. It's Amy from Savor Salvage Scent. I hope you're doing great. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what I'm calling 3 wearable but weird scents, 3 alluring perfumes from indie perfume house, Alkemia. For those of you who are not familiar with Alkemia, I'm just going to show you one of the bottles here to give you an idea. They are out of Massachusetts in the States. And the purveyor's name is, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, is Shara Lemero. They've been around for about 15 years. And part of the reason that I wear their scents, and I want to talk to you about a few of my favorites today, is because I think indie houses in general do really unique things. And what I particularly love about this house is I find their scents very easy to wear, and some can be signature scents very easily, but yet I find them incredibly unique. And I think that's a hard balance to strike. First, I'll just say something quickly about the word wearable. I know it's kind of annoying. I hear, favorite YouTubers who explore, for instance, makeup, and they say, oh, this is such a wearable lip color. And I always kind of laugh internally and think, well, if you can put it on my face, it's wearable. Right. So I think when people use that word, as I am today, it kind of means, in this case, these are very, I think, almost offbeat, unique, interesting, even bizarre at times, yet they're not, to me, so strange that they're going to offend constantly, or that they can't work on a casual day or a dress-up day. So I think they're versatile still, but you won't, as my mom used to say about fashion, you won't see or smell yourself coming and going. Very unique. I'm going to talk about 3 of my favorites that I think are especially unique and super wonderful, and I wear them often. First, I'll talk about Silken Tent. Oh, and I should just briefly mention their perfumes. They have a wonderful website, and one of their taglines is science, passion, magic, I think. And that to me wraps up the house perfectly. The nose is super great at what she does. You can tell she knows so much. She's got the kind of science and chemistry down, but yet the passion and magic to me are both in the perfume making, but also the beautiful storytelling and marketing around the house. If you're not familiar, take a look at their website. It's just beautiful. This is Silken Tent. And what I think, let me first read the notes to you, and then I'll tell you what I think is super wearable, but also super unique about the scent. The notes are candied angelica, chrysanthemums, white flowering nardo, clove flowers, jasmine scented rice pudding, blonde caramel, and infused with golden amber. So angelica, the plant, is a very kind of medicinal, herby, licoricey scent, and I'm a big fan of licorice. White flowering nardo, I believe, is tuberose. Tell me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of where my research led me. So this has got that rice note. It's not super pronounced, but it's got this toasty, pretty, floral, but kind of candied, not so gourmand that it's just candy, but a beautiful sweetness. But I think what really makes it super unique is the chrysanthemum. It's got this sweetness, but yet for those of you who love chrysanthemum like I do, you understand that it's also kind of bitter. It's got a kind of tang, a bitterness to it. And so this is one, when I wear it, I often get compliments. It's definitely got that sweet, it does smell like a candied floral, but it's got that little crack of the whip of the bitterness too. And I think that is just so cool. I love this all year round, but I love it because it can tolerate it can be worn in warm weather well. So all year, absolutely beautiful Silken Tent. Their scents run about, I think they have 5 milliliter, what do they call them, extrait, and those are around 18 to low 20. And then this is a 1 ounce alcohol-free spray. And these run, I think, 40 to 50, something in there. Now, 2 out of the 3 scents I'm going to share with you today, I believe, are currently available on their website. But I'll also say once or twice a year, they have a wonderful sale. And not only do they have promotions during that time, but they sometimes will bring things back. And so anyway, I think that probably all three will be available at one time or another. So again, this is Silken. The next is the one that is currently not available, but was available, I think, just a few weeks ago on their sale. So I wouldn't be surprised if it pops up again, or if you can find it secondhand, yeah, in one of the online markets. So this is called Pie in the Sky. And you know, this is not for everybody, but I'll tell you why I love it. The play on this is the pie is apple pie. It's got that kind of traditional fall, cinnamony, clovey, nutmeggy, spicy apple like you would get in a pastry. But what's super unique about it is super aldehydic. And so usually, at least in my life or my collection, aldehydes means things like lemon or things that feel champagne-y. I think about like Chanel No. 5, and I think about, I'm not sure if Chanel Cristal has aldehydes. Some of the older scents that have that kind of sparkling, almost, again, medicinal nature. Well, my understanding is that aldehydes are also found in the bark of some plants, and I think cinnamon, pardon me, is one of them. Well, so what you get in this that to me is so unique is it's like a sparkling apple pie. If you combined champagne with apple pie, this is what you get. Now, on Fragrantica, for instance, I don't think this is rated super high. Now, I know a lot of people, a few of them are in my own life, that just cannot tolerate that spicy fall scent. They equate it with things like those perfumed pine cones and, you know, things like that. But I think this is kind of the best of both worlds. The worlds being a traditional kind of fall apple pie scent, but this interesting, unique, sparkling nature. And I just think this is so, 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 so cool. And, you know, I don't know that it smells super perfumey. I think people will just think that you smell interesting if you wear this. So Pie in the Sky is another kind of weird but wonderful scent. And the last I'm going to talk about today, though there's many, honestly, in their collection, this is Poudre de Piscine. So this is basically means like spicy powder, something like that. And I love powdery perfumes. Again, I know they're not for everybody, but what drew me to this, let me read you the description. It is gender neutral powder, Japanese musk, and mint creme anglaise. So it's all of those things. I love powder. And when you first spray this, I'm gonna spray this on the inside of my elbow. They are kind of oily scents, which I like. You want to be careful to put them on a minute or two before you put your clothing on, but I like the feeling of them. At first, you really do get a kick of that powder, and I think everything's gender neutral pretty much. But I think what they're getting at here with gender neutral powder is this doesn't just smell like your grandmother's Johnson's baby powder. It's almost like that mint, and the musk gives it like this levity. It's not just heavy and fluffy. It's got this sweet softness, but it's not overly sweet either. It's just, to me, this perfect thing. Now, I love it in the heat because it makes me feel clean and, you know, the things that powder might do for you after a shower or a bath. But I think, again, this is wearable all year round. This would also be beautiful. Like, I think about it's soaked into a few sprays when you have a wool or a thick sweater on in the fall or the winter. Just smell lovely. This is Poudre de Piscine, so spicy or fluffy or powdered spice, something like that. Absolutely love it. I just think all three of these are so interesting and worth checking out. I would love to hear from you. Do you know the house Alkemia? Do you have experience with them? And what is what you would call your most weird but super wearable scent? Thanks for spending time with me. Have a great day. Talk soon. Bye.